Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Lady D Psychic. This will be my weekly video that I do every week on the transits that are coming up, and I do a card reading and a channel from my guides. So last week we had the conjunction of Mars and Uranus, so we had that energy pretty much the whole week, and well, I feel like we can still feel those energies just coming to this week. When we get to that new moon, so I can speak. Gets that new moon. Mars is at 11 degrees, and Uranus is at 4. So they're only at like 7 degrees apart, really. So with that energy, and there was some big things that happened during this week, and with Mars, it can be war like energies, and we did have that. We did have. I know in Australia we had China launching missiles in the South Pacific, and then we had the war in Iran is not over, which I knew it wouldn't be over. It's starting up again. And I do feel like where we are going with the astrology and things now, things probably are going to sort of ramp up, especially when we get to the 19th. We've got a big alignment. It's not a conjunction, it's going to be an alignment where we're going to have Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and Jupiter all at 4 degrees. So at the moment, we're just waiting for Jupiter to make that next click in to 4 degrees, which won't be till the 19th of July. Let's talk about that next week. So what do we got this week? This is going to be an interesting week. I always say that because it is. So we do have that new moon in Cancer, which is on the 14th of July at 7:43 p.m. That is my time in Sydney. Before we have that, we have on the 10th, so today, we've got Venus, which is going to be in Tri Chiron. So as we know, I love Chiron, not really. And in try means they're going to work together. So there will be a sense of a healing of a financial wound or a wound about relationships that you might get during that transit. As well as that, Venus today is also moving into Virgo. So Venus in Virgo is very different to Venus in Leo. Venus in Leo wants attention. It's a bit free with the money. It's, it can be a bit of like, I find with Leos, like they can be a bit of like taking a risk and gambling. And so the money's more free falling, taking a gamble, taking a risk, and the money sort of flowing. When we're dealing with Venus, that's going to be in Virgo. It's more conscious, it's more aware, it's a bit more. I mean, Virgo is more about perfection, and it's like fault finding, but they don't want to make a mistake, and they don't want to take a risk on something just in case something else happens. So they're a bit more holding the money back and more selective on what they want to buy. But in saying that too, they might want that perfect haircut, that perfect style, that perfect dress. They may want to spend money on things that are about being perfect and having that perfect look. In terms of relationships, they want to be quite selective on who they're choosing to be close to and who they're choosing to be, to love, and who's going to be in a circle with them. It's all about selective, but wanting to look at that crisp, clean, perfect image as well when we get to that Virgo energy. So Venus is moving into Virgo today. On the 13th, we've got Mercury, which will be conjuncting, or the Sun will be conjuncting Mercury. Mercury's in retrograde, as we know that. It's already been a bit of a hectic retrograde in Australia here. We had one of our main phone providers actually was out the other day. And there's been other hiccups too with technology. I'm sure you've felt it in your own life, perhaps. So this is going to be a big thing about communication. Because Mercury's in retrograde, I will say it's going to be a day where it's a high risk of things not going to plan and communication not running smoothly. And I kind of feel like a sort of energy of chaos and traffic jams, or bringing up these emotions of, or holding in emotions of feeling unsafe or unwanted or unneeded or not supported. Or I feel like there's going to be unrealistic expectations of people too, and mixing with that new moon energy that we've got coming up. And then so we've got the 14th with that new moon on the same day. We're going to have Venus squaring it and square to Uranus. So this is going to bring about something unexpected about relationships or finances. So this could be an unexpected, like, financial matter come up for you, or financial matter not going the way that you want it to go. It could also be about relationships and about maybe having a bit of conflict. You didn't think you would have conflict with someone. there's going to be something coming up here with that. So, and I'll get to the moon energy in a moment on that day. We've also got on the 16th, we've got Uranus that is going to be in sextile to Neptune. So that can actually be quite good. It can be, I feel like Neptune's about fog, it's about delusion, but there's something, a sextile unexpected about it that's going positive. So I always say when it's looking at positive, whether it be an unexpected, like looking at seeing things through a positive lens, but you might be seeing it through an unexpected way, but it's a positive way. Or if someone's trying to scam you, or you'll get it out an outcome that's a bit you didn't see coming, but it's a good outcome. So with Uranus, you don't know what you're going to get. That's the thing. And also, yeah, so I've got that. So this new moon energy. So the moon will be conjuncting Mercury. So when the actual new moon happens, it's going to be at 21 degrees. Mercury's at 19 degrees. So it is a couple of degrees difference there. So you will feel that Mercury energy with this new moon. Again, it might be picking up a worriness energy of thinking you're not worthy. It's going to be mixing in with that Venus squaring Uranus energy as well. And that energy, things like something may happen before that day. It's just when the square is more exact on that day. So when we look at transits, it can happen sort of when it was first making the square, or when the actual energy is at its height, and when the exact square is made, or after. Um, Too. So you got to give it leeway, but it's mixing in with that. So definitely, I feel like it is going to bring up things of unworthiness, holding the emotions, not wanting to talk things out, not wanting to be expressive, because we Cancerians, they want to hold it in. They don't want to scream out the world how they feel. I feel like it is a sense of worry, anxiety, a panic attacks. It could be a sense of just things going haywire, not going according to plan. And it's like a minute where maybe you realize that you can't control everything, you can't control what's happening in your life. It is a way of, destiny and purpose and our life path coming up here. It is just a chance to sort of just breathe and see what's going to go through. I do think there could be looking at intense things with war energy coming up, because we've still got dealing with the Mars in Gemini. As I said, with this during this new moon, you've got Mars at 11 degrees and Uranus at 4 degrees. So you are looking at 7 degrees difference. So there's still that energy there. It's like a electronic, like lightning. So it's like, if you see a movie like a fuse, like lightning, the energy between things. So I say, but be careful on traffic, be careful on the roads. I feel like people are going to feel like there's a heaviness. It's going to feel like the situation's a bit sticky. And I do feel like it's going to bring up a feeling of unsupported, and that people aren't listening to you, or not understanding you, or not getting your needs. And you are going to be quite selective in who you want to be around and who you want to talk to. And you might even be scared to be able to spend your money on certain things because of the risks that are going to be taken if something bad happens because of that Venus in Virgo. So it's going to bring up a lot. I feel like it, because don't forget, Cancer is about healing. It's about we're feeling safe and secure. It's nurturing energy. So with these alignments that are happening, because we've got the moon that's going to be in square to Saturn and to Chiron, our favorite planet, both two favorite planets, not really. So it is going to bring up problems. It's going to bring up situations where it's like, I don't want to face them, but you're going to have to face them. You've got a sextile with Mars to Saturn at this time. You got Jupiter in sextile to Uranus, which is positive. So you do have that energy there to be able to face your problems. And it's going to be easy to run and hide, but there's going to be something empowering to face them as well. We've also got Jupiter 1 degree away of being in opposition to Pluto too, when it comes into alignment on that 19th. So everything is going to be a bit busy, a bit hectic. We've also got Venus, which is going opposite the nodes. This is like can be a life lesson adjustments too that are coming up, and it's like just see where see where things land. Chiron's been giving you a bit of a pain, a bit of a wound. Um, I just feel like it's only about expressing yourself and not being able to express yourself. But when I've been tuning into this week, I've been getting like worried. I've got here sticky situations coming up. I feel like stuck, not going anywhere or not achieving. Even that you're not even achieving anything, but it seems like all the doors sort of closing. And I've kind of felt like that myself this week. People are not sticking to their word, being caught out, suddenly being exposed. It could be a sense here of loneliness coming up this week. Need to negotiate, but with no resolution. So I feel like there's going to be this thing of trying to negotiate something, but there's no resolution in sight. I feel like there's going to be a protest, or there's going to be war energy coming up this week. I feel like it's going to be rampant. Just as I said, like uncomfortable feelings that are coming up here with this week. So it's just we always got to think it's whatever's meant to be. It's whatever's meant to be. There was unexpected. So for my Mars in Uranus was I got hired unexpectedly. No, was that was something else that happened? Yes, I got found out. Yeah, my other job. Um, Something happened in my other job, and I was just like, can't really tell you what happened, but it was just big shock, and I was like, oh dear, yeah, can't wait to about something else had happened. So I got hired last minute for a bridal shower to do readings, and I had to compromise on my price. But the person they were getting pulled out, and they're going to charge ridiculously cheap, like for 4 hours, $200 for 4 hours, which is ridiculously cheap. Anyway, that was that. But there's something else that happened. Can I say? I can't really say. Yeah, can't really say. It's my other job, my other work that I do. Anyways, so but I was it was a shock, and I was like, oh, that's the Mars and Uranus conjunct, and yeah, it gave me a bit of a panic attack actually. But anyway, it was to do with technology, and let me just see what cards we're going to use. Okay, we're going to use the Alice in Wonderland cards today for this week. Let's see what they get. All right, let's have a look. Let's shuffle the cards. About to clip it, and I realized I had the clippy thing on here. All right, let's have a look. See what cards we get coming out for this week. Okay, well, I feel like this week, just be cautious. See what happens and be cautious. Trying to get these cards out there, a bit stuck together. Oh, Matt had a tea party. Okay, I'm going to say there could be a bit of madness coming around here then. I feel like there could be people sort of off their nutter, off their heads, or you might be doing mental health, water signs, mental health a little bit here. Not so much of Cancerians, um, but I feel like it could be a sense that you're trying to smile like everything's okay, but everything's not okay, but you're putting on a brave face. And also I feel like you're trying to guide your way through the storm or through the issues of what's going on around you. And I feel like there's going to be perhaps even a blame game, or someone potentially like blaming you for stuff that's maybe not your fault, or querying things. And it could be that you're like laying your eggs or hatching on something, and it's it might feel like devastating, as I said, but it's like it's this determination, not giving up, or having to express yourself, or feeling like you want to close in and you want to be just a homebody, roll up in a ball and stay home, but you can't. You got to show up. I do feel like that it's like taking a time out really with that card. But I have a feeling it's a sense of like wanting to hide, as I said, like sort of hide. Let's have a look here. I feel like there could be a situation here where there's a bulliness, or where like a gang, like a wolf pack, or like a people that are sticking together, like what's the birds of a feather flick stick together. I think it's what they say. Could be coming up. Um, but that card to me is about being quite cautious, which is what I spoke about with the astrology. And I feel like you're trying to really, there's a worriness too. The cat in the picture looks a bit worried. You're worried about you're going to make a mistake, or you're worried what's to come. And I just feel like this week it is going to be a bit upside down. Like I just feel like everything's going to be on edge. People are going to be expressing maybe their true feelings, or they're hiding it, and they're going to maybe be bursted out. There could be a block when it comes to love, or to loved one too. And this sense of feeling hopeless, or why me. But I also feel like there's this thing here of having to like stick things out, like stick it out, wait to see what happens. It's going to be like a little bit of all sorts, but there's that one with she's in the bottle is really, it keeps on drawing me in. So I feel like it's going to feel like everything's a bit overwhelming. There's a bit of worriness, but you're trying to get to shore. And even though you know this is happening, you're being resilient, and you're like, okay, what's the new plan? Where can I go? And it's being on top, trying to be on top of things, and giving things a go, giving it a chance, even though part of you wants to just hide away, but you're putting a brave face on. Is what I feel like is what the main message of the cards, even with the astrology, for this week. But let's go with the channel from my guides and see what they have to say for this new moon in Cancer that's coming up here. By the way, it's not a moon to put your crystals out. Just do what I do. Put selenite crystals. Don't have to worry about the energies. Anyway, let's have a go. This new moon in Cancer is going to be a spectacular moon, as it always is. It's about you breathing in and out, relaxing, that everything is okay, remaining calm, even though everything is not calm, even though everything's not going to be safe, even though you're not going to feel safe, even though that the whole world as you know it is collapsing. It is like the scales have been turned, and it's been turning for a while, but now it's like full on turn, where it is no longer level. It is at one end to another end. It is time for you to have the realization of actually what's going on in your life, and what's going on around you, and what's going on in the world. It's like at the moment, the last few weeks, everything has been frozen, but at a stop, where standstill, and nothing's been moving, everything's been at a halt. And it has been like that because things have been gearing up behind the scenes. There are other energies at play here, and they have been bringing up, and they're coming up to the surface this week. It is time for you to see what's actually been going on. It is time for these things to be exposed so that you can see what's going on as well. It is time for people to stand up, to rise, and to say what they actually think, not to hold it in, even though you want to. But it's going to be a force within you. It's going to blurt things out. This is going to make other people feel uncomfortable. It's going to make other people feel like you are smart and that you know what's actually going on. You will surprise people with what you say, but it's what has to be said, and what needed to be said, and what's needed to be said. We respect you all, and we know that you're all struggling, and that you're all dealing with your own turmoil, your own things in your life. But this week is about expressing yourself. It is about caring for others, but also looking after yourself, number one. It is about dealing with the situations that you can deal with, and putting aside what you can't, and leaving it for another day. It is about you facing the truths, and facing people who really frustrate you, who really been pushing you to the edge. For yes, these situations are going to come up, and it is going to feel uncomfortable, but it is things that need to be said, the situations that need to be coming up, and the things that need to be done. It is about realization that everything has its way being, and that everything needs to be done in a certain way. We know that this may feel like it's really stuck and it's really irritable, but it's something that you will need to deal with this week. Okay. So, all right, let's have a look. Okay. So next week, Friday night, I'm at Flamingo's Live. That is a sold out event. I'm at the shop on Saturday, and then Sunday I'm at the Mystic Moon Market in Gosford. And then in August, at the end of August, I'm at New Zealand doing some workshops and a fair in Christchurch. So if you want to be part of the workshops, you can register on my website, which I'll put down into my into the description of this video. So there is a deposit, non-refundable deposit that we are taking this time as well, just to secure spaces, and because we are flying all the way over there from Sydney too. So and I got the MBS in October. I'm trying to think. So I'll be doing more true crime videos. I am going to be doing Ivan Milat. He's my next one to do. So I'll be filming that very soon and putting it up. It's crazy what I found in the astrology in that case. And I'm thinking of doing an astrology video on Madonna as well. So if you've got anyone who want me to cover, please put it down in the comments and I will see if I can put it on my list. Okay. So I think that's it for this video. So thank you for your likes, shares, and your comments, and I'll see you for my next video. So bye for now.